Hey guys, it's Max Convexity. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's look at these Defiance option strategy funds and see how they did today. First, we're going to check out JEPY. These guys trade SPX options, and you can see here, I didn't make the profit box quite long enough, but you can also see we closed probably in the upper quarter of it. So I would expect quite a nice little profit there. S&P was S&P was unchanged on the day. Boy, that is a choppy day, isn't it? S&P futures were unchanged anyway. I don't know about SPX. There's SPX. SPX was up 0.6%, 6 basis points, or I'm sorry, 0.06% All right, so let's look over here at the spreadsheet and see money-wise how we did. Like I said, it should be about 3/4 capture. Yeah, we're trying to get 320. Ended up with 269, which is pretty close to 3/4. That was not a bad estimate. It ended up being 23 basis points. That's not bad, or 4 cents a share is not terrible at either. Brings it to 4 cents a share positive for the month. First time positive on the month. So that is good. We'll take that. Let's look over here at QQQY. These guys trade NASDAQ options. The symbol is NDX. NASDAQ is also super choppy. But you can see NASDAQ finished, I'd say, a little bit higher in its profit box. I would expect, marginally more profit out of NASDAQ than out of S&P. Let's see what we ended up with here. Yeah, I would say that's marginally more profit. This NASDAQ or NDX or QQQY, excuse me, caught about 90% of the up move from or of what they were attempting to capture. It's 38 basis points, which is a pretty nice percentage. 8 cents a share, which brings them positive. Brings them positive for the month, so that is good. All right, now let's look at Russell. This is what IWMY trades, and this thing was straight up all day. My goodness. It was up 1.5%. Closed on the highs. You know what I always say about closing on the highs? It's the market telling you it wants to go higher in the near term. We'll see. We'll see if Russell goes higher tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. Not be at all surprised. Okay, but anyway, so we would expect a full profit on this one. The only way there's not a full profit is if there's an error on the spreadsheet, which there is lots of times. So, but today we got it 613,000, 11 cents per share. Still negative on the month. The running total of the estimate, or 90% of the extrinsic extrapolated out to a month, comes out to $1.33. So that's right in line with last month's actual dividend. We'll see. We'll see how accurate that all is. All right, so let's go over here to TRES. All right, TRES's trade is saved right here, and the calculator is showing it down about 10,000 right now at this point. TRES is right here trading at 94. Really trying to get to either 93 tomorrow or 97. That's where we want to be tomorrow. So, but if we stay right here, it's going to be a loser for this trade, based on my calculations. I checked this thing. I refreshed the Defiance website like twice a day. I've already checked a couple of times today. Keep hoping that they rolled and will put new positions up. I'll check it one more time tonight whenever I'm doing the profit boxes for tomorrow. I'll check the Defiance site again and hit refresh again and see if they have any more information up. All right, guys. Oh, yeah, hang on. You guys want to look at the tracking report real quick? I bet you guys do. I bet you guys do. Hang on a second and I'll get it here. Tracking error sheet. Let's get this baby up here. All right, and I haven't made any of the green and red marks yet, so this is the first time I'm seeing it as well. Okay, let's see what's going on here. On the S&P ones, it looks like, well, S&P was pretty much unchanged like you saw. So let's see who was up. Well, the new Goldman Sachs S&P High Yield Fund, GPIX, was up, and so was JEPY, the Defiance Fund. They both did well. The other funds underperformed. XYLD also was up. So that's not bad. Of course, XYLD is the Global X Fund, but GPIX is the new Goldman Sachs Fund. They only overwrite a portion of the portfolio with calls, so they're going to tend to get a lot of upside. JEPY gets a lot of upside because they sell daily options. Even though they do overwrite the whole portfolio, they sell out of the money, or actually in the money puts, which is like an out of the money call. It's not a big deal, but they do an out of the money type strategy with the daily option. So that's how they did well today. GPIX did well because they don't have as many calls sold against the portfolio as JEPY. I think I checked today and they were at 25% right now. So they have 3/4 of the portfolio just going up, just going up. And then XYLD, who knows why it did well. It does terrible most days. I guess it did all right today. All right, so let's look over here at the NASDAQ High Yield Complex. The big winner was QQQY. Doesn't surprise me anyway, because these daily options pay a lot more premium, and they write it every day. I mean, they get more tries, more shots on goal, or however you want to say it. The daily option strategy is brilliant, and it almost always outperforms on days where the market goes nowhere. So that doesn't surprise me. Let's see what else did well. QYLD, the Global X Fund, did well. FEPY, now we got to check FEPY here. Let's check this. FEPY's underline is a little different, and I have to manually put it in, and I haven't been over here and done it yet today. FEPY's underline is the Selective FANG Innovation Index right there. So Selective FANG GT. So it was only up a nickel. I mean, as a percent, 5 basis points. All right, well, let me just input that real quick. Well, I need another 0 once you know it. All right. So FEPY actually did outperform, had a nice outperformance there. GPIQ, the Goldman Fund, looked all right too. So the big winner was definitely QQQY. Over here in the Russell, gosh darn it. Over here in the Russell, we had IWMY. So it's a clean sweep for the Defiance funds today. The daily strategy is really, really looking good today anyway. Let's see what's going on this is a new entrant to the thing. We have the bond funds. We have BMDI, TLTW, and TRES. So TLT was down just a little bit, and all 3 of these funds were down more than the benchmark. So we're going to call them all, or wait, we'll do this to all of them. Losers. All right, that's the first day I've started following them. I don't really know how they trade yet, or it'd be interesting to start watching them. All right, well, let's look over here at the individual names. Like I say, these green marks are still from yesterday, but let's just go through them real quick. Tesla outperformance, great job. NVIDIA, outperformance, nice job. Tony underperformed, but not by very much. That's still a good job. OARC underperformed by about the amount we'd expect. That's typical. AMZ outperformed by a little bit. Aptly outperformed by a little bit. Actually by quite a bit. That's a nice outperformance by Aptly. AMD underperformed, not drastically though. TSLP underperformed, so this is a good day for Tesla. Tesla performed better on a relative basis than TSLP. It's not that way every day. Lots of days TSLP beats Tesla. It just depends. All right. Yesterday, they both outperformed the index. Both TSLP and TSLY had a great day yesterday. MRNY outperformed. Nice job. Got a lot of outperformance today. MSFO. That's an outperformance. Nice job. PayPal, PP, whatever you want to call it. What happened to PayPal today? My goodness, I guess maybe they had earnings. They're down 11%. Holy cow. Well, this is where covered calls and options really come in handy. I mean, it may not look like a huge difference, but 3%, that's a gigantic difference. That's like, I don't know, 25% difference. That's pretty significant. All right, FBY outperformed. Boy, these single stocks are doing well. Okay, so Disney, I guess, probably had earnings also, and I guess they blew out their quarter, evidently. This is where covered call funds hurt you. You know, Disney's up 11% and DISO's only up 5%. But I mean, if you could call only being up 5% a problem, that's still a great day for DISO. But you can see, you can look at DISO and you can look at PayPal, PP, whatever you want to call it, the PayPal high yield fund, and you can see how covered calls work. In a down market, they provide about a 25% buffer, but they do the same thing in an up market. So it just lowers the volatility of the overall portfolio. That's why I like them so much. I like less volatility, and I like protection on the downside. And you know, I've told you guys that a million times. All right, InFly performed in line. Sky outperformed. Man, we got a lot of outperformers today. GUI, a little bit underperformed. XOMO underperformed slightly. No big deal though. It's still up 1.5 points. That's a great day. Now Goop performed in line. MSFY, I would call that in line performance, about the same, unchanged pretty much on both of them. All right, guys. Sorry the colors weren't correct on this. This weekend, I'm going to try to set it up where the colors will populate automatically. I'm going to try to put a formula in there before where if it's a big outperformance by a certain amount, it'll do it green, and then if it's an underperformance by a certain amount, it'll do red, and then it might do yellow other times. Anyway, hopefully, I'm constantly trying to make these spreadsheets better. I was hoping that the bond comparisons were going to make them better, but so that really didn't tell us much today. They all three underperformed. Should be interesting tomorrow to see also what TRES does with those options. Are they going to roll them? And when they do roll them, I can't wait to see what the next position they put on is. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pretty good day in the market. I hope everyone had a good day. I'm going to be back later with more. Tonight, I'll update the profit boxes for tomorrow, and we'll talk about tomorrow's strategy. And I'll probably go back over the tracking air sheet as well with the proper colors on this time. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.